Hey there everybody, the Stretford End is back with me, your host Sasha Johnson. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend and that you are looking forward to the week ahead that we have. But of course, the Stretford End is always here to keep you company. Thank you guys for joining me. Before I go on to speak about exactly what is troubling us, as it says in the thumbnail itself and the title, I want to encourage you guys to continue to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. The descriptions are in the link below. And also continue to like and subscribe to the videos here on YouTube. Our goal at the Street Within is to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And I know that with your help, we can definitely do so. So, as it says in the thumbnail itself, manager confusion. And of course, Rangnick being unaware. And I'm going to get into it as soon as possible because we have quite a lot to get through in today's video. But first of all, I want to speak about this manager confusion. Why is there a delay with regards to appointing a new manager? Why are new managers being put out into the media by Sky Sports, no less, in terms of having 4 managers in terms of our list? And again, why is that the case? We literally had Ten Hag and Pochettino, and everybody, including the reports, has leaned towards the side of Pochettino, which is the obvious and only choice to have as our manager at Manchester United for the new season and for seasons ahead. I don't know why Pochettino is still being spoken about, but to hear Sky Sports coming out and saying that it's Ten Hag, it's Pochettino, it's Lopetegui, and Luis Enrique. Where does Lopetegui and Enrique come from? Lopetegui is at Sevilla and he's doing okay there. I don't think he'd be leaving. And to make matters worse, Lopetegui had this stint at the World Cup where he just came out before Spain's first game and said that he's the manager of Real Madrid and got sacked immediately from Spain and probably didn't last long at Real Madrid and then went to Sevilla, failed at Real Madrid. Luis Enrique, yes, of course, we know what he did at Barcelona and we can see what he's doing with Spain now. But do you really think he's going to leave the Spain national team before the World Cup and to come and work at Manchester United? I don't think so. I really don't. So Sky Sports coming out and saying that the two of them are part of this candidate list is just absolute crap. I don't believe it, and I don't think that it is concrete. It just really is irrelevant and farcical news, and just probably the board trying to delay things so that they can appoint Pochettino. They're moving more and more along the lines to appoint Pochettino. They even came out with reports saying that Pochettino is the safe option because he worked in the Premier League already. So what? It doesn't matter if he's worked in the Premier League already. He's a specialist in failure. He clearly does not have the credentials to be a manager at a top club. PSG has proven this. You can't tell me that he's able to work with big players when these big players at PSG couldn't give two, let me not say it, they couldn't care less about him as a manager. So why do they think that at United it will be any different? But it's because they want him to make money for them. They want to use him as a puppet like they have with all the managers, including Rangnick. Poor Rangnick, as I said in the thumbnail, is unaware of certain issues, unaware of managerial interviews or who might be the next manager. He's literally being kept in the dark with so many decisions that have been made at the club to this day. And that's not right. You appoint the man as an interim manager and then you want him to work in a consultancy role for 2 years after that, but you're not willing to give him full autonomy and full reign to actually do his magic, to work, to improve the club as a whole. You can't appoint someone, put him on strings and then control him the way you want to and expect the club to be successful. Your decisions that you have not made this club successful. It's pushed this club down into the mud, into the lower pits of hell. And now you still want to continue to go on what you think is right, instead of listening to people who've been in this position and have been doing this job for years, way before you even got appointed as a CEO or technical director. And yes, I'm talking about Richard Arnold and Darren Fletcher. This man has experience from years before you even stopped playing soccer, Darren Fletcher. It's years before Arnold even became part of the United board in hierarchy. But they want to tell him what to do and what they want, and they think that it's going to work. Absolute idiots and incompetence at the top of our club. Really sad. Really, really sad. And without Rangnick knowing what is going on, it's clear as daylight that he wants Erik ten Hag. He doesn't want Pochettino. Nobody wants Pochettino, but the board wants Pochettino. They using all this delays in the media and using positive words so that they can get Pochettino. It's difficult to get him right now, especially with the way PSG has just gone out of the Champions League and also losing in Ligue 1 to Monaco. It's obvious that he won't be at PSG next season. They're going to sack him, definitely. His job was to win the Champions League, and if he didn't do that, he's gone. It's obvious. But for us to want to have a board that is wanting to have a coach that is completely a specialist in failure, as I've said it before, that shows you exactly what our club is looking for. It shows you what the board wants. They just want to continue making money. They couldn't care less about the team's success on the pitch. I mean, they've literally come out and they've been at F1 races. They've going on holidays and things. It's like they don't even care about what happened on the pitch. We got knocked out of the Champions League. We should be focusing on our football. We should be focusing on improving as a team, not going on holidays and deciding to go watch F1 racing. The club is in jeopardy. The club is at a standstill. There is a confusion, there is a panic with regards to who's going to be our manager. But it doesn't seem like the board and the Glazers are actually seeing this as an urgency. To them it's just like, we'll get there when we get there. What poor mentality to have as an owner of a club. Seeing other top clubs succeeding, winning, and you just want to make money. You couldn't care less. Sorry, I'm ranting now about the Glazers, but it's very upsetting. It's frustrating that we constantly have to have this low ball attitude, this attitude of not wanting to achieve anything in a football sense with Manchester United, just using our name for branding, t-shirt sales, names of the club who gets appointed, doing things for friends and people we know instead of making appointments that is relevant to the footballing side of the club. I'm sorry. As I said before, this managerial candidate list of the four of Pochettino, Ten Hag, Lopetegui and Enrique is absolute crap. It's obvious that Ten Hag and Pochettino are the two favored options, and we have to wait and see exactly who will be our actual manager. It was said that, like I said in the previous video, if you haven't seen that, go and check it out, that the decision might be made before the end of the week or before the end of the month. We only have to wait and see. On to the next point that I want to speak about is Rangnick being unaware. And Sky Sports have come out and have said that United still haven't internally outlined the nature of Ralph Rangnick's consultancy role, but understand that it has been told it is not envisaged to be very hands-on. No meetings have taken place as yet with the interim manager regarding the design of his future position, which comes into effect on June the 1st. What? How have they not discussed anything with him? How have they kept him in the dark? You appoint him as an interim manager, and then after that he goes into a consultancy role. How are you not informing him of who will be the next manager? What is the strategy going forward? How are you keeping him in the dark with such important information and decision making behind the scenes? It's no wonder the players don't respect him, because you as the board don't respect him. You don't give him the power that he needs in order to lead the team and to lead the club. The man has said countless times he wants Erik ten Hag. It's shown in interviews, it's shown by Erik ten Hag in the way he speaks. But yet you want to tell him what to do and have him follow your lead. How far has that gotten you? You have failed time and time again with managerial appointments. You failed with signings. You failed with taking the club forward. but you still want to tell people who've been working in rebuilding clubs for years what to do and how to do it, knowing that what you are saying is absolute crap. It's you speaking through your neck, where you actually are not speaking sense. You're just using your power to control people. And that is sad and wrong. Look at the other clubs. They listen to their managers. They listen to the people that is the director of football at the club. And they are succeeding effortlessly. And we could do the same. Rangnick was the one who worked with Julian Nagelsmann and brought him through at RB Leipzig. Look at him now. He's dominating in Germany, and if not in the Champions League with Bayern Munich. We could literally do the same if we get Erik ten Hag. But listen to what Rangnick has to say. Listen to his knowledge. It's extensive. It's crucial. It's important. It is relevant to modern day football. Don't be stubborn and think that you know better when you've been failing previous times. More on the whole thing of Rangnick being unaware, it says that our hierarchy took the decision to put strategic planning on hold to allow Rangnick to fully focus on trying to salvage the season through coaching. Now, Rangnick is supposed to be focused on coaching. But if he's going to be your consultant at the end of the season for 2 seasons after that, listen to him. Hear what he has to say. Take in his knowledge and use it. How can you tell him to focus on coaching? That is his primary job. He knows he has to do that. You don't have to tell him that. It's obvious that the season needs to be salvaged. It's obvious we need to work for a top 4 finish. But that should not deter him or the board from speaking to him about managerial appointments, about strategies going forward with the club. He should be in the know. He should be helping making these decisions, not being told afterwards, oh, listen here, we're going to go for Chettino, and that's that. How can you do that to someone when he came in with the intention of wanting to better the club, to bring it to an elite level so that we can compete with the top clubs right now in the world? What do you know as a banker? What do you know as a man and a woman who doesn't support Manchester United? How can you sit in your seat in the boardroom and tell other people who have extensive football knowledge what to do when you clearly have no experience in football, no experience in managing a club, no experience in actually being important at a top club in a footballing sense? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's insane to read such news from our club. The embarrassment that Rangnick must be feeling right now. Imagine him trying to speak to players and explaining to them what is going to happen in months to come. Him trying to motivate the team when all of these players know he has no power, that he can't actually get rid of them unless the board members say, oh no, we can't sell him. Oh, he doesn't have to play. I'm convinced the board is picking the team. I'm convinced Darren Fletcher is telling him who must play based on branding, based on image, and based on their nationality. And yes, I'm talking about the English players who are not even as good as the players that we have in our team, but because they're English, they have to start, they have to play, even though they are performing badly. It is insane and ridiculous that this is what we are facing now as Manchester United supporters. I just want to mention one more point with regards to the thing of Ralf Rangnick not being aware. And it says here that Richard Arnold, who has been described as a contrast to Ed Woodward, as he is more collaborative and grants greater responsibility to staff, was incredibly open, literally inverted commas, incredibly open to the idea of recruiting Rangnick in a dual purpose capacity. Great. Richard Arnold has done the business. He sounds very positive. He sounds like a man who's willing to make the changes for the betterment of Manchester United. But then again, he goes and says, and this is reports by Sky Sports. Yes, reports by Sky Sports. I should be a rapper, but without the doubt, I should be. Reports by Sky Sports. Come on, guys. Off the top of the head, off the dome. It is understood Arnold is invested in widening the brains trust at the club, and is keen to have Rangnick's knowledge on tap. Knowledge on tap until 2024. So we don't want to hear and follow what Rangnick wants to do. We want to take what he says and mold it to our own ideas and put it into the club and say that we did it. We came up with these ideas. We made these decisions. How cruel of them to use an honest and genuine footballing man like Rangnick. How sick of them to take his, what's the word I'm looking for? His emotional and mental intelligence to actually try and, shall I say, fake to the world and to the Manchester United supporters that they know what they're doing behind the scenes. They don't. They are catching on crap. They are literally catching flies with a chopstick and missing every single time. I don't understand it. I don't get it. How are these people appointed in the hierarchy of the club? Does nobody speak to these people and tell them, hey, listen, you are catching on crap. Take note of what Rangnick is saying. Take note of what is being said about Ten Hag. Stop being stubborn and listen. Listen to the fan base. Listen to the people close to the club that love the club. Listen to the ex-players that actually are speaking truth. Our club is in a shambles. Our board is useless. And they need to sell the club to some other owner that is definitely willing to come in and have the club's footballing side as a priority at Manchester United. That it becomes football, not a business anymore. The Glazers have taken enough money out of this club. They need to go. It is really, really, really sad. Just before I end off the video, off the top, the news reports have come out again saying that there is a 4-manager candidate list in Pochettino, Ten Hag, Lopetegui, and Enrique. Again, I don't believe it. It's absolute crap. We know the preferred choices are Pochettino by the board, very much so, and Erik Ten Hag by the fan base and Rangnick. Rangnick being unaware in these decisions is also just sad. But let's hope that things will change, that they will listen to Rangnick. We'll definitely be speaking again on another video as the reports and the news gets updated. We bring it to you here on the Stretford Inn so that you guys can also be updated on a daily basis with regards to the latest news. Continue to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Links in the description below. If you haven't seen them, definitely go and check them out and give us a follow. And also continue to like and subscribe to the videos here on YouTube. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It is possible. We have millions of Manchester United supporters across the world. Let's broaden the Stretford Inn community to reach them all. Because we want to thank you for continually watching and enjoying these videos. That is it, me, Session Johnson from the Stretford Inn. We'll speak again soon. Bye-bye.